Let's look at the Harris campaign. You mentioned it's in debt. It spent more than $1 billion in 3 months. Records show that $1 million went to Ophrah Winfrey's production company, Harpo, even though Oprah claims that she personally was not paid. And as you mentioned, the Harris campaign spent $100,000 building a studio to record a podcast episode on Call Her Daddy. If you were a donor learning about this kind of crazy spending, how would you feel?
I mean, they should be absolutely upset. Or, I mean, I know we're on Sky News, but I mean, I would be very pissed off because if you look at this campaign, you're giving your hard-earned money, and then they're going to go spend it on a studio and spend $100,000 when you're in DC or New York, and there's a million different studios that you could rent and decorate the studio for a fraction of the cost of $100,000. So this is what happens when you have incompetent people in charge. They waste money and they end up in debt. And that's why we're so lucky. And I'm so thankful that Kamala Harris is not the president, because if her campaign is $20 million in debt, America would probably be 20 trillion, $200
How
trillion
can you
in debt.
imagine? Great point, Alex. Look, some journalists still just can't comprehend why Donald Trump won the election and are coming up with excuses on television.
They set Kamala Harris up to fail. That was a 3-month campaign, and she was supposed to introduce herself to the American people. No wonder people were Googling, did Joe Biden drop out? And so...
No. No. You're saying 3 months wasn't long enough? It was too long. It was long enough. It was long enough.
If they had a primary...
It's not that they didn't have time to introduce. They met someone and they didn't like them.
I love that. 3 months was too long.
Bill's exactly right. And this is the problem, too, with Kamala's campaign, is that she's been the sitting vice president for nearly 4 years, and she acted on the campaign trail as if she wasn't in charge of anything. So the fact that she can just be honest at the fact that she's been making decisions and our country's doing bad. So she tried to just lie and create this new narrative that she's going to be a different president, even though she's the sitting vice president. Somehow when she becomes president, everything's going to get better. It was just such a lie. It was just so disingenuous, just like her whole entire campaign. So I'm really not surprised that Bill Maher would say that, because she got dominated. Everybody knows that, and nobody saw that coming. She got beat in every swing state. And that's why, because she's not likable, she's disingenuous, and we don't need 3 months. She's been the vice president this whole time.
But there's been such an over-the-top reaction. We're seeing it on social media. I'm getting personal messages saying, there goes human rights. And it's just absolutely insane. But it's a message that many on the left keep sharing.
I am completely unhinged. I went to the grocery store, and while standing in line, I was trying to guess who voted against my rights. And I couldn't guess anymore. I was out of guesses. Because you're like sheep in wolf's clothing. And I just wanted to scream, who the here voted against my rights? Didn't know, mostly because my throat hurt.
Alex, are we going to keep seeing this for the next 4 years?
Yeah, because these people are confused. They act like Donald Trump made it where you can't have an abortion. There's tons of states that you can get an abortion, and every state can get an abortion as long as done too late. So these people that try to present the argument that Donald Trump is trying to stop them from having an abortion, it's all a lie, basically paid for by the Kamala Harris rally. I went to her rally, her campaign, but I went to her rally in Houston. Every message was reproductive rights, Donald Trump's hands off my uterus. So they brainwashed these people into thinking that Donald Trump actually is going to make it where you can't have an abortion. And that's not the case at all. It's a states' rights issue. And there's states that can do it, and there's states that don't do it. So these people that are trying to act like they can't get an abortion, it's so ridiculous. You can get an abortion. I get the topic, but these people don't even realize that they're just lying. They're just, I guess, not educated enough to realize that they can go do whatever abortion they want. It might be a little more challenging that you have to take a bus or an airplane or drive a car. But I'm sorry, that just is what it is.
Yeah.
And welcome.
It's up to the States.
It's going to be a lot better place now, though. A lot more babies. Our population is going down. We need more babies, Gabriella.